Okay. So, good evening everybody, my name is Osa, and tonight I'm going to play some European Truck Simulator, but in solo mode. If I can figure out where the light switch is, there it is. Engine's on. Gears shifted. We have a job to do. So since we're playing in single player mode, we're going to have traffic everywhere. So I'm going to need to pay attention to what I'm doing. We're out of gas and we have a lot to do today. Oops. Quit rolling, truck. So I'm only planning for a couple of quick trips tonight, nothing long. So I have 4 mods running. I have the small information bar at the bottom of the screen, which usually appears on the windowed GPS. And this basically tells me how far I am away from things, what the date and time is, and the fact that I need to fill up the truck. I also need to watch the speed because obviously we're going in here. Okay, next mod we have running is realistic European company names. So we will see things like DHL and IKEA in this run. And another one we're using is the realistic gas station mod. And the last mod is realistic graphics. Okay, we have our thing. So let's get back in the cab because it's easier to drive that way. Actually, before we hit the road, I'm going to turn the backlight up so that I can actually see the GPS is a little brighter so I can actually see what I'm doing, where I'm going. The nice thing is at this point is it's night time, so it's dark and there's not a lot of traffic on the road. So, we will be attempting to obey these traffic rules as much as possible. Since we do have a bunch of police cars and other traffic problems. Going straight here. So turn the volume up a little so I can hear it. Can't make out is what the speed limit is, so that's going to be loads of fun. And there's a lot of traffic now. Oh, guess the speed limit's about 50. That's better. Looking here at about 8 minutes of drive time, and oh, what's that? I just went live. Yay me. Try not to drift lanes because there's going to be traffic everywhere. The other issue with playing single player is we're also going to have to contend with sleeping. Now, fortunately, since I've done most of the driving in multiplayer, sleep has not been an issue, so we're actually starting this on fully rested. Turn lane, so not a problem there. Like I said, going to be caught with a lot more speeding fines and traffic light signal fines if I'm not careful. Oh, and someone's on stream. I'm going to do the whole stream single player. I'm not planning to stay up too late tonight, so I kind of wanted to get started driving and actually just play the game for a bit. Plus I might try and do the the event that's on, at least one trip for that. If I'm going to do that, that's going to mean that it's a lot easier in single player than it is in multiplayer. Because everybody's doing it, there's road closures and goodness knows what else. So okay, I'm still going the right way. I should have come off there because I need gas. Diesel, whatever. Trying to get used to playing with traffic again, since I haven't done that in a while. The other advantage is with doing it this way, I can always pause, read chat, and then carry on driving. And I think once the road straightens out, I might do that. Yes. Yeah, I actually watched about 5 minutes of someone doing the multiplay job and said, yeah, you've moved about 100 yards in 5 minutes and this looks like crazy. Plus some guy behind her decided that he wasn't going to stop when the truck in front of him stopped, so he probably wrecked or caused wreckage to 3 deliveries. I kind of prefer delivery problems to be mine rather than someone impatient at the back of a queue of trucks. I want to be in the left lane. We are going to need to slow down to about 40 through here, I think. We're going too fast. Not that I'm really worried because this truck's quite well apportioned with power. I think it's a 6x4 with just below the maximum size engine for the Scania. It is a V8 though. There's 90, so we're good. Oh, and the sun's coming up. I caught this at a good time of day. Yeah, normally I find with MP, so long as you keep your GPS up, you can see everybody else around you and just be aware that some people aren't going to stop. So I try and plan for an escape route, if at all possible. Obviously single player, it's a whole different ball game because the traffic doesn't appear, nobody has a transponder to appear on your GPS, so you're just plotting what you're doing, and and so at that point I can use obviously the in-truck GPS. I'm only doing 80. Okay. I'm a little bit jerky on the driving though. Still okay on fuel. So Farm Sim today, Follow Me dropped. It's not compatible with multiplayer, but that's generally okay. I must admit I wouldn't consider using it in multiplayer because you have other players that can do tasks, but for single player it does make a lot of difference, because obviously I can set, rather than say having a worker drive a harvester and me driving the transport tractor, I can actually drive the harvester and have the tractor and tipper follow me. Or my favourite one is gas station, is to have me mowing the grass and a helper driving the round baler and unloading it, so I don't have to go through all that problems. Okay, now we get into the gas station. What's this? Q8. As I said, real fuel, real gas station names. Engine off, refuel. We're rolling. Not a name I recognise. Not sure about that one either. Okay, so back on the road without too much in the way of issues, and it looks like we're quite close to the delivery point. So 32 kilometers, 29 minutes. That's about... I can't do the math, I forget. It's 2.5 minutes per hour. We've got half an hour, so yeah, it's about a minute and a half. Minute and a quarter. Yeah, and there's the delivery point up ahead. we've got to pick up potentially in Prague. Oh, we're coming off here. Oh my goodness. Where are we going? Looks like we're over on the right here. Going in here, yeah, this is our drop off. What I'll do is I'll go this way round. Cut back across the front of the delivery point. Yeah. Don't need to worry about that. This will probably no, too far. This is probably something that would work well with a headset. Ding, yes. And excellent delivery. Oh, level 21. Yes. We got all of those done. May just take another level of eco driving. Okay. New upgrades available. We have something. Oh, I see. Wheel hub, bull bar on the front. Those will be side pipes that come down here. Paint. Engine. So we could upgrade the engine. Outside of that, not so much else, and obviously new stuff for the truck. No worries. Okay, let's find a job. Hey Whitehawk, how you doing? We're doing well here now. Oh, I'm here. Right, I still want to get to Prague, which should be quite close. Dresden. Dresden's away, isn't it? Yeah, Dresden's over there. Prague is closer. Okay, let's check the freight market, see if we can find Gdansk. That's a long way. Yeah. Doesn't look like I'm going to get to Prague. So there was one to Dresden on the external contracts. So we could go up to Dresden and then cut back on ourselves. Dresden. Metal coil. Oh, or coal. Okay, coal is a 10,000 job. So is metal coil. They're both going to the same place. Let's take the coil. I kind of like variety, so oh, and look at that. Yes, it would be easier if I looked. The steering wheel was straight. Yeah, very dangerous cargo to haul. Once again, steering wheel not straight, which is why I'm looking out the side window. And I can't see the GPS. Nobody coming that way. Yellow car. Very good. So, trip into Germany to Dresden, and then if there's nothing in Dresden going to Prague, we'll run light down to Prague. We're turning left here, so let's do that. Okay, this will be a 5-hour trip. So that's about 12.5 minutes. Actually, it's closer to 6 hours, so close to 15-minute run. Now, when I push this out to YouTube, what I might do is do a couple of trips in one video, because obviously we're not having the sorts of delays we have with the single-player runs. Oh, nice timing. Oh, sorry, with the multiplayer runs. With multiplayer, it usually takes us 5 minutes, 10 minutes to actually get the cargo. And then we'll tend to take a 20-minute drive, so that cuts up to reasonable 30 to 50-minute run for each video. But I think for this one, because they're so short and we're not having to time it with other players, I will be able to get a couple of trips on a single video. So at the end of this one, I might start putting markers on the stream just so that I know where we did the delivery at. That will make the edit easier. Okay, we are going up here to the right. Go truck. So there you go, IKEA truck. Yay. like I might need to be in the left lane coming up here. Not sure. Yes. Hate these types of junctions. Oops, I'm going a little fast. Okay, missed that. It wants me back in this lane. What's going on here? Oh, toll road, toll road. Breaking the speed limit, racing it out of the toll gate. Kind of a hazy day today. Prime account on ETS2, I actually increased the incidence of inclement weather, so I get a lot more rain events than the game defaults to. But my multiplayer account, I didn't mess with that setting. So in general, the weather should be fairly good. Although saying that, I'm not so certain about that weather up ahead. So as of this week, World of Warships, the Royal Navy event is complete. I earned my Exeter this morning, played a couple of PvE battles in British cruisers, one of which netted me about 6 citadels. I was looking for 20. So that mission's done. So I'll be dropping the extra World of Warships on Wednesdays, and I will, at least for now, possibly do another Farm Sim Farm on a Wednesdays. Not sure what the schedule's going to be tomorrow. Ooh, I'm breaking the speed limit. Actually, I'm breaking the speed limit because we were going downhill with a ton of steel on the tail. So, we seem to be good for now. We are going to have to consider sleeping soon. The other issue I have at the moment is obviously it's spring break for my local school district, so the kids are staying up a little bit past 8. At least until they start misbehaving, and then they get to go to bed. When school's back next week, we'll be running at a normal kids go to bed at 8 o'clock regardless. Dude. Okay, I'll take this one again. So depending what time Arthur starts the multiplayer farm, I don't even know what farm he's doing. There is also the potential I'm going to have to download another map. If he starts at 7, he'll probably be about 3/4 of the way through the stream by the time I'm able to get online. So I'll continue with Mercury Farms if that's the case. But if he does start late, then I may join that stream. I may still do a short Mercury afterwards, but in all likelihood I'm only going to do one stream tomorrow. We'll play that by ear though. And I may throw in some extra solo ETS streams over the coming weeks. Hi Taylor, how you doing? Good here. Ow! Good grief. Oops. So what am I looking at here? 4 hours till I need to sleep, 11 hours until the job's up. 3 hours till I get there, so we'll do this job and then we'll take a quick sleep at the next stop. Yeah, I'm probably not going too late today. I think my plan is to get to Prague. I'll take a look at the event contract and try and figure out how long that's going to take. Then I'll either skip it, maybe do some more soon. If it's a short one, I'll probably do at least one, and then it'll be my bedtime too. Currently about 8 minutes out from my delivery location. Hi, Mr. Policeman. The other issue with my ETS2 profile is I'm not particularly wealthy. So I do kind of need to work on that. So I guess there's an opportunity next week, Wednesday, since I'm dropping the spare World of Warships night. I could possibly do a little bit of ETS2 on Wednesdays, single player. I'll try and do multiplayer on a Thursday, but tonight Arthur was streaming and I decided not to run with that. It was kind of a conflict as sort of I could do trucking while Arthur's streaming Farm Sim, but chances are there won't be anybody else playing at the time, so I figured I could get in my stream once he's finished. And if I'm doing it in single play, I can probably, I can take a look at the event that's running. I have heard bad things about trying to do that in multiplayer. I have seen bad things about that in multiplayer, so okay, speed dropping again. Oops. So it's our border crossing. Okay. Oh, Germany. So we're going to Dresden, so that's just across the border. Again, 2 hours, just over 5 minutes runtime. Yeah, exactly. I mean, in real world times, I like driving. I enjoy driving, but as a general rule in the UK, if it was a bank holiday weekend, I'm staying at home. And when I do my 3-day weekends, I'll take a day's vacation from the office and do it on any week other than the bank holiday, because there are far fewer vehicles on the road and you can actually have a nice time driving to where you're going, as well as a nice time when you're there, as opposed to being stuck in nose-to-tail traffic forever. Hated California. The highways there are just parking lots. Texas was fun. At least the area of Texas I was in, just north of Dallas. Because the local transport authority seemed to be of the opinion that if you build 150 new houses, you're probably going to need to widen the roads a bit while you do it. And so there was constant road development going on, and they were planning ahead. You know, they knew how many houses they were going to build in each sort of development. And they obviously figured out how many cars that would generate on the roads and what the capacity of the roads was today. You know, the construction work for the housing developments was fairly controlled, and so the roads were always sufficient for the traffic that was around. I think the only troubles we ever had was going to the airport down at Dallas Fort Worth, because the roads were kind of heavily congested there. You want me to move over? I am sorry, I just never moved into the right hand lane, so good. Nearly at Dresden. This is all new exploration for me. So 2.5 minutes till we get there. Attempt to read that block of text in a minute. We're coming off here. Well, didn't get done for speeding coming down there. Let's keep it simple. Off the highway, nobody to the right. That looks like the little circle just in front of us. I think the problem in California is it costs so much before you can even start development. You have to do environmental studies. How many frogs are you going to kill or displace before you even get to moving people out? Oh yeah. And the whole thing down there is a complete environmental mess. And the city we lived in, they built an entire new development on the north side of town, which adds another 150 cars into the area, and highways weren't going to get expanded. Fortunately, I worked in that town, so I didn't have to really worry about the extra traffic. And actually the development was quite useful because we had a wildfire blow through coming in from the north, and the fact that there was a housing development which was pretty much just a building site they were grading the land, they hadn't got around to building anything at that point. The fire got to that point and stopped, which was rather fortunate, because at that point I think 2 of the 3 roads out of town were actually closed due to the fire. Oh, you're kidding me. Was I supposed to go in? No, I was supposed to go in there. Okay. I'm going to be bad. loads of traffic comes. Okay. Around, we didn't hit anything because getting into this yard, good grief. Oh, and you want me to drive there? So I've actually got to pull into this yard, turn all the way round and come back, and I've got a nasty feeling that car might be too close. So let's see how to do this. Okay. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Doing this in an American truck, probably not going to happen. Actually, last time I had to drop in this yard, there were actually 2 cars parked on where I needed to drop the truck, or drop the delivery off at. And that was all good for a laugh as well. I took one look at it and said, well, to heck with that, you park it. And they did, and I got paid. But when I got off the you've completed this job screen, it ended up with the truck blew up, the trailer flew up in the air, my truck got quite badly damaged from it, and I had to drive on the curb to actually get out of the yard. At least this one looks like it might fit. Whoa. There we go, and we didn't hit him. Not far off it. He won't be able to get in on the driver's side. I don't care. Yes, this yard has always been a nasty drop-off. Okay, world map. Come on.